I didn't have time to put a theme song together, but if I did, this is where it would go. The theme song would start right now. The Starving Comics quarantine show theme song. Do 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 do. So if one of you guys wants to write one and produce it for us, that would be fantastic. I'm going to try to figure out how to get this off the screen. Hey, there we are. Welcome everybody to the Starving Comics quarantine show. This is a little brainchild that I put together with my buddy Bob Smiley and Jonnie W, who are already waiting backstage to come out. And so I just wanted to give them proper fanfare. That's what the theme song was about. And so with all of that out of the way, we're ready to go. Thanks for joining us. There's the comment section is open on YouTube and on Facebook, and there's going to be a lot of chances for you to talk to us during this show. Probably what's going to happen is that as you talk to us, we're going to be overwhelmed by the comments and we won't be able to respond. But we're doing it with all good intentions of making you part of the show. We want to hear your feedback. We want to hear your punchlines. We want to hear from you. We've been sitting around like all of the rest of you with quarantine and viruses on the mind. And tonight we're gonna do something else. We're gonna have fun. So. Here's how this is going to work. I'm going to introduce Bob and Jonnie, and as I introduce them, because you're not going to be able to applaud, we can't hear you, so just hit the like button or the love button or whatever button is appropriate. You know, if you want to hit the frowny face or the puke button, you can do that. But ladies and gentlemen, coming out to the stage right now is the one, the only Bob Smiley. Let him hear ya. Let him hear ya. Nothing.
What's up? What were you doing? Why was I on hold for so long? Did you go get eggs?
No, I had to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
Literally, I had to go to the bathroom. I didn't want to start this and risk a bladder infection on top of everything else that we're risking. So
wouldn't it be terrible if you people that are actually sick but don't have the coronavirus, but they as soon as you walk in, have you been to an ER? Since all this happened?
Wait a minute. I want to bring Jonnie out here. Is that all right?
Sorry.
Is that all right with you?
Do it.
All right. And again, when I introduce him, just hit the like button. Hit that like button like crazy. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the stage now from Nashville, Tennessee, Jonnie W. There he is. Oh, there he goes. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Well, we got a few emojis, and Jonnie got some yoo-hoos, some wahoos, and then he disappeared. He'll probably be back.
Well, I don't know. Can you hear me? Like, he's probably not used to getting applause, so it probably scared him. And
that's possible. It's entirely possible. Somebody said they can't hear Bob. I can hear you.
Okay, hold on, because I have you up on my Facebook page. I'm gonna see if you can hear me.
Somebody said yes. Somebody said yes. Bob is quiet. Smiley needs more volume.
Yes, I do. I've always said that. Can you hear me?
Well, I can't turn you up from here.
But how can we tell if the audience can hear me? If you can hear me, order one of my DVDs at bobsmiley.com so I know that you can hear what I'm saying.
Not much better. Well, it may be a microphone problem on your end. I can't do much about it. Bob needs to be turned up.
How is that? Is that better?
No change. Well, you'll just have to. Be.
Yeah, people are texting me that you can barely hear me. Let me try putting my AirPods in.
There you go. Try that. You know what we should have done?
Is that better?
Is that better, everybody?
Anybody?
Better.
My brother's watching, and he just texted me that you can barely hear me.
Right. Well, there's people now that are saying it's better. So that's the question. If you can hear, hear Bobby, let us know. Much better. Much better.
Yeah. A friend of mine just texted me that it was much better. And he doesn't need to even be watching this. He's the president of the United States. He needs to be doing other stuff. But I do appreciate you watching.
Well, It's it's good that he's. I don't know where Johnny went. I don't know if we should be concerned. Um, I don't know
We shouldn't.
how to reach out to him, but hopefully he'll come back. Hopefully he'll make his way back here. All right, so here's what I wanted to do. I wanted to start with some positive stuff. Bob, is that all right? I wanted to
Yeah.
I wanted to ask the question to you and Johnny, and that is, what's great about this pandemic? You know, it's so easy to it's so easy to focus on the negative. It's so easy to focus on, you know, all of the obvious things that everybody gripes about whenever there's a pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody complains about the oh, Johnny's back. All right, let me see if we can add him to the stream. What happened to you?
Hey, I don't know, Mom. I don't know what happened. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, I'm going to introduce you again. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Johnny Wethington. There he is.
You did it.
There was a bunch of applause and woo-hoos, but you missed all of that.
I'm sorry. Well, that seems about right. So what are we at? What are we saying now? What's great? What has everybody said?
Well,
we were talking about what our views on Leviticus was.
Oh, well, that's timely. Sure.
We can get to Leviticus, but the first thing you want to talk about is I got to get rid of that branding thing. I didn't realize that was going to be right over our faces.
It's only on your face, so I like it.
I guess I can leave it up. It doesn't matter.
It's helping me.
So what's great about the pandemic, Johnny? We've got a lot of people are complaining about things. There's all over the news. Everybody's got a bunch of negative things to say about the pandemic. But I think that there's
thousands of people dying. Yeah, people are such negative nannies out there.
Yeah.
No, and that's why
Oh, help me, I'm dying.
People can. I know. Rob, I can't breathe. I need a ventilator. People are whining, is what we're saying.
Yeah.
No, I think my favorite thing is Curry and I eat out too much, and we have found things in our pantry. We have a thing of apple compote, pie filling for the layperson. I believe it is from 2008. And that stuff doesn't go bad. It's viscous. There's a quality to it that I can't quite describe. And I remember one of my favorite bits, if you guys know Paul F. Tompkins, right? You know Paul F. Tompkins.
Yes.
He's a great, good comic. He has a bit about.
I tried to get him on the show tonight, but he turned me down.
He said absolutely not. Maybe the second one. He has a bit about cake versus pie, which is better. And he determines cake is eminently better because it has icing. And you know icing is good because you feel shame when you eat it. And he goes, but people say, but what about pie? You know, he goes, pie is filling. And he goes, yes, but if you're ever eating pie filling, something horrible has happened. And I thought about that when I saw that can of apple compote in my pantry today. And I pondered it. I'm going to eat it.
Oh, you didn't eat it, but you're thinking about it.
I haven't eaten it, but I'm getting to it. There's some plums. There's a lot of different things in there that are just not my go-tos, but we're gonna get there.
Well, but you're saying that's a good thing.
We kind of did the same thing. We are diving deep into our pantry because we have 5 boys, and we found a potato compost pile.
Oh,
which is kind of similar to
your
apple thing.
That's pie filling for you laymen.
Like we had forgotten that we bought a bag of potatoes and they were in the back, and they're doing well. They're growing, yes, very, very well. So yeah, Brandon's got eggs. I'm gonna have potatoes.
You have eggs?
Other positives.
Oh,
Brandon has eggs. He's got chickens.
Are you like you have your own chickens, or how do you get eggs? You have eggs in Indiana?
No,
eggs are hard to get here.
No, I make them myself.
You should pause and Brandon's realizing you're not a fan.
Yeah.
He's talked about this a lot.
Yeah, it kind of hurts me that you would ask that question as long as you know each
I just
other.
want to say something about your individual backgrounds. I'm not quite sure what Brandon's trying to accomplish with 1/3 of a green screen, but it's not you're not going to create any illusions. Like half of you is going to be on a roller coaster, and the other half is in a terribly outfitted den.
That green screen is actually.
See, we can't hear Brandon. Can you hear Brandon now?
Yeah, I can hear him.
Oh, I can't hear him.
Oh, that's weird.
You can't hear me at all?
You're not missing much, Bob.
Wow. Yeah, but I've never had God answer my prayer like this quickly.
He's real, Bob.
He's very real.
He is.
He hears you. He feels
He's proving that.
If
Hey,
we do,
go ahead.
this was the thing that we were worried about, that Johnny was concerned about yesterday when we were conceptualizing this.
Hey, can he hear you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear John and you.
All right, tell John that I can't hear him.
Well, maybe
I can see a lot of head
Are you
bob.
on Bluetooth with your iPod things? Take those out and
Yeah,
just put your computer speakers.
Well, they said that they couldn't hear me as well.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's like we're already on tour again.
I know. Everything's going wrong.
So you can hear Johnny, but you can't hear me.
So
Okay.
yeah, can people still hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Just because I can't hear Brandon?
Yes.
That's a
Everybody,
problem, though.
everybody
John?
can.
Yeah, it is.
Everybody can hear all of us, but we can't hear each other. So this will be perfect.
Ask him if he wants me to log off and then jump back in. This is
Yeah.
riveting for people, by the way. I'm sure this is really great.
Jump off, jump back on.
He just still doesn't understand
Do
that I hear every word he says, so he keeps
Okay.
asking you to ask me questions. Oh, now he just left. Okay. All right,
It's
Bob.
like, yeah, go ask your mom, go ask your dad.
I thought he'd never leave. All
So
right.
you've got John, you've got kids that are adults, and then you have grandkids in the house with you. How's that going?
They're not in the house with me.
Oh, they're
And if
not.
they were, I wouldn't be able to admit that.
Yeah.
They're actually behind a green screen.
Okay, that's good. So you
Yeah.
don't have like a compound situation.
Right. Green screen. The green screen is back up there to cover up my my social distancing faux pas.
Oh, okay.
I've actually got all the chickens back there too.
Well,
So-
one thing I thought we would do tonight is you and John, you and Bob and I, we used to do a thing on stage together. We've done it a few times where we exchange one-liners, and I thought we would just throughout the night we would just run through like one or two each, and then people could vote, and then we'd have a point system, and there would be a winner, and the winner would get, I don't know, whatever. Yeah. There's no winner at all, but we could for fun. So do you have some one-liner? Assuming Bob's ever coming back, is Bob in the green room now?
I
Or is
see
he?
him down here, but I don't see a screen. I don't see his video. See, I can put him
Oh.
up. There's no video.
Bob.
And so he's
don't
telling
hear
me from the comment
Okay.
section, someone tell John I'm back on, but he's not. He's not back on. See?
Man,
It's just getting worse and worse.
this is the challenges of the new. This is the new way comedy is going to be delivered to people, and we're not ready at all.
You know what though, Johnny? At least we're alive. Can we count that as a victory?
You're supposed to. You're supposed to count it, and it's not helping.
Okay, well, while we're waiting for Bob to stumble back in here, your thing that's great about the pandemic is that you found some compote.
Yeah,
And,
I found the things in my pantry that I wasn't willing to eat before, but now I'm realizing I have lower standards. So
right, and you're getting ready to eat it. You're
Yeah,
anticipating.
sure.
Okay. Well, I got a couple of things that I deem as positives from this pandemic. The first one is that I have finally I'm finally convinced now that I am non-essential. I used to think that I was essential, and it created some anxiety. But apparently, according to many authorities, I am non-essential, and my calendar reflects that.
That's true. All of ours. You see mine behind me. It's tumbleweed coming across that thing.
So that would be, yeah. I mean, you may be sitting there thinking, well, John, that's not a good thing to be non-essential. That's probably what you're thinking. But on the contrary, Jonnie W.
Au contraire.
Au contraire. There is a tremendous burden that's been lifted off of my shoulders, realizing now that I'm not essential. I'm a non-essential person. Therefore, any of the things that I was worried about doing, I don't have to do. My innate laziness can rule the day moving forward.
Mine's kicked in big time.
Yeah. Because if somebody comes along and says, "Hey, why didn't you pay your taxes this year?" I can say, "I didn't know it was essential."
Right. What about like an essential oils salesperson? Are they feeling Are they feeling the rub of the fact that their essential oils are now being declared non-essential?
Well, their essential oils clearly are not working. I've been
That's right. Just put some lavender on the COVID. You'll be fine. You need some elderberry juice. Is it juice? What is it? Elderberry syrup? Syrup.
I've been breathing in essential oil for months now, and I'm still not essential. All right,
back.
Okay, so I switched over to my computer, but whatever weird program that you've discovered, John, doesn't work on Safari.
No, it has to work on Chrome. You have to be on Chrome.
Yeah, well, I'm on Firefox, so
okay, Firefox.
Yeah,
I knew
about the technical aspects. All right, hey, I got an idea. Let's do a couple of one-liners each, just to kick things off, and then we'll come back to it, and we'll keep the show rolling. That way, we can have actual jokes. These are jokes. You can tell an old one, but I'm digging deep into my vault because that's the kind of person I am.
You mean are you talking about the tweet song?
Yeah. We'll do it, whatever you want to call it. One-liner, joke medley, tweet song. When we did it back with Tim Hawkins, who was boy, did he pick the right year to take off.
He was making
that guy. I'm telling you what, he had a prophecy. He was like, I think 2020, I'm going to take a sabbatical. And we were like, what are you, crazy? Things are going like gangbusters.
Yeah,
are you an idiot? You're printing money. He's like, I got a feeling. And I
got a feeling the whole world is going to crash in 2020.
Yeah, he knew.
All right, so go ahead, Johnny. Johnny's going to do his.
I'm going to kick things off. Let's see. My grandpa used to fly by the seat of his pants. Ironically, he was also incontinent, so we had to install a fly by the seat of his pants. That's not bad, right?
Not bad.
He's got legs.
Yeah, that'll work.
All right, you got it.
You go, John. You're up.
Oh, I'm up?
Yeah, you're up.
Okay. We'll keep the fly theme. The other day, I caught a fly with chopsticks. It's not that hard when you grab the zipper part.
Wait, do I have to have a fly joke?
No, it's not a theme, Bob.
Because I missed out on what all you guys are saying. This is true. It sounds like a joke, but it's true. Day 4 of our quarantine, Coulter, my 20-year-old son that's home from college, came and asked me, he'd been there for 4 days, and asked me if I had a spare toothbrush that he could borrow.
Oh.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
No.
Yeah.
How many days in?
4 days in.
Did you have one?
I did have one. Well, I gave him my old one because, if we're going to break open a new one, I get it. There's a pecking order at the Smiley household.
Boil that thing.
Well, speaking of, did you have any toilet paper? That's the other thing I was thankful for.
Here's
Bob, I thought of you. I've thought of you every day since this began because Bob is famous for being incredibly cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And even when he was on tour with Hawkins, he would do this. We have a bus shower room where the crew and the staff could go shower.
Right.
Go in there. The extra roll of toilet paper is always gone. Take it and put it in his duffel bag. And then he tells me one day, he's bragging, I've bought toilet paper in 10 years.
Yeah.
I go, what? So then your wife was on Facebook the other day. We're seriously out of toilet paper. No kidding. Please help us. And I laughed like a demon because I was like, it's finally come back around. Reap it, Bob Smiley. And plus, the toilet paper from the hotels is awful. It's one ply, awful. Your kids have weird calloused rectums from your horrible toilet paper that you've been giving them for all the years. The hotel toilet paper is terrible. Get some Angel Soft and treat your kids.
See, well, hey, first of all, I stay in good hotels, so it is really good. I stay in Motel 6 and Super 8.
Quality brands.
Yeah, and you buy what you can afford. But I usually stay in Hamptons, and the toilet paper is actually really good. But everybody made fun of me for years. And when this went down, we were stocked pretty well. But we did, last week we did start to run out. We are.
You reach on the graph of the curve, when they have that line that's like medical equipment and supplies. You reached that, you exceeded the government's ability to have toilet paper, and now you have to flatten that curve by just eating a lot of cheese and bran muffins and such.
Yeah, you got to think ahead.
No bran muffins. You need to eat cheese. What else is binding? You need something that's going to just clog your children up.
Okay,
Marriage contracts are binding. You can eat those.
Yeah. Seriously though, people started sending us toilet paper because what Sarah put on there, like she posted that, and so yeah, we're good now.
Bob.
All right, I've got to stop you right there because I have one of the positives for this pandemic is that toilet paper. I have an appreciation for toilet paper. I'm seeing blessings everywhere, starting with toilet paper. I used to take this for granted, you guys. I used to take this so for granted that I would have an extra roll of toilet paper sitting up on the back of my toilet, just out in plain view for anybody. Now I don't. I keep an extra roll of toilet paper locked away in a vault underground because I don't want somebody driving past my house seeing it and then coming in and killing my family.
Mine is on a carabiner. I keep it on, like the manager used to have that ring of keys in the McDonald's. You'd be like, code blue, and he'd run to the front with all the keys. I keep a roll of toilet paper on one of those, just flipped on, ready to roll in an emergency. And Bob had the big roll, though.
Yeah, I don't play around because I realize in airports, get back with your tiny roll there, John.
Just holding it real close to the camera.
It's about perspective.
There.
Yeah. Okay.
Got a bicep full. I don't know how to tell you. If Leland was here, it would look small, but
that's true. The hand test isn't the best.
But this is what I discovered. The plastic thing in the stalls in the airport, those just they unlatch in the bottom.
Right. Right. Well, see, I can count blessings by the sheet now, and if it's 2-ply, then that's 2 blessings per sheet.
It's double. It's a double portion. But we did take it for granted. People were literally flushing this stuff down the toilet. Now we realize that was a huge mistake.
In all seriousness, I used to blow my nose with toilet paper, and now like I will walk into another room where there's a box of Kleenex because we're not playing.
Like, yeah, you don't want somebody seeing you. First of all, how many stifled coughs and sneezes have you caught yourself? Coughs in my house. Curry coughed the other day, and she has one of those coughs where every now and again it'll like be a bark. It'll be like a seal bark cough, and I was like, I just look over like, is this it? Like, is this happening? It's like, remember the old DEFCON 4, 3, 2 and the end of the world movies? I was like, are we at DEFCON 3? Do we need to change the status?
Yeah. I was in Walgreens yesterday because I'm brave, and I've had this persistent cough for about a month that I think it's allergies, and I seriously coughed, and everybody's head just turned and stared at me, and I had to buy my stuff and get out of there quickly because people were just looking at me, and one lady was kind of following me around to see what I was touching. Like it sounds like a joke, but it is crazy out there.
Yeah,
it's like the Invasion of the Body Snatchers. They can tell that you're not one of them, and as soon as you cough, then everybody turns and points.
Yeah.
Donald Sutherland goes, ah!
Yeah.
Well, that's what I started to say at the beginning before this whole fiasco with the screening thing happened. But you were asking what are some positives. I'm not worried about getting mugged because all I have to do is cough. If I'm walking down a bad alleyway and somebody jumps out at me, I'm just going to cough, and they're going to leave me alone. So I thought that was a positive. I know you guys have moved on and we're in the middle of a tweet song right now, but
no, Bob, this is better than the tweet song. It's not in any way. By the way, we got a comment from Ed Wiley. Our friend Ed Wiley says, worst Bible study ever. And I think he's right.
Yeah, he is.
He's got a great
point. No, he's not.
But
I've conducted worse Bible studies personally.
How much are bank robbers loving this right now?
You could rob it. I saw a meme that said you could rob a bank with a booger right now, and it's true. You could.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. So 3.
Are the banks open? You can't.
No, it's an absurd. Just stop it. I think some banks are technically open, but you have to make appointments. You have to line up, single file.
Brandon, occasionally we're going to do some jokes on here.
By the way, I realize every photo of me on stage, everyone, I am touching my face. I never realized how much I love touching my face. It's kind of my thing.
Yeah.
It's my favorite thing in the world.
You're doing it.
I won't take it for granted anymore. I'm going to touch my face so much more in the new world when this is all over, and I've maybe lived, maybe haven't. But
it's going to be.
Oh, it's going to be glorious. Yes.
You guys have any nervous tics that you do on stage?
Yeah, and if you don't watch yourself on video, you develop new ones. If you don't because I try to watch myself more, and then you go 6 months, you're like, I haven't watched any tape of me, and you'll see when did that happen? Now I'm just touching my stomach for no reason, just yeah.
I would tell a punchline, and then I would do this, and so I videoed myself, and I was rewinding it. This is like VHS tapes, and I literally
it looks like you're going to pull colorful scarves out.
I have this real subtle little tick that I would go back and look at videos, and I can see myself, and I do this on stage, and I don't even realize I'm doing it. You know?
How do you not realize that? John, you're just being dumb. All right.
Good. All right.
I don't know who won the first round of the joke medley. Let's start round 2. Here we go. Another good one here. Hold on. I use Roach hotels to get rid of pests. It's basically the same as a Roach motel, but it has a lobby and an exercise room on the second floor. It's better.
All right, that's decent. Now, those of you in the comment section can go ahead and sound off on these too, if you like Johnny's. I can't imagine why you would, but you can go ahead and. All right, Bob, it's your turn.
This would be a terrible weekend for the first annual High Five and Hugs Festival.
That's true.
That's good. That's good. What do you call eating bacon and eggs while wearing Depends? Incontinental breakfast.
Okay, I really like that one. That was good.
All right, point for Brandon on that. Although that one's been in your act for a while, so I'm deducting half a point.
Yeah, are we doing old stuff?
I didn't know we were going to do
this.
Can
do old stuff. That's fine. I'm just taking away half your green screen. Oh wait, it's already half gone. It's fine.
All right. Well, here's what I wanted to do. I got 2 things that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I wanted to workshop some brand new stuff that you guys are working on that you would be doing on stage, but you haven't had a chance to do it on stage because there's a pandemic.
What?
Yeah.
So you got a pandemic. It's a virus. So if you're
Paperboy, he never gets the news to me.
If you have something in your notebook that you've been working on, it can be just raw. Just throw it out.
Yeah.
We're all professionals here. Everybody is a professional that's listening, and we will we'll work on it. All right. You want me to go first?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do it, John. I'm looking at mine. Go ahead.
All right. I got two little things that I haven't really developed these yet. So I'm wanting punchlines and tags for. The first one is earbuds, incidentally, Smiley.
Okay.
Isn't that ironic? And what is the deal with people wearing earbuds constantly? You know what I mean? The people that walk around with them in their ears all the time. Like people wear eyeglasses all the time, but people wear earbuds all the time too. Like they can't stand the thought that a phone is going to ring and they're not going to instantly answer it. You know, they've got to be able to answer the phone the second that it rings.
Right.
Because why? We never treated phones with that urgency before. We didn't take the old phone and walk around with it around the house pressed against our ear in case somebody called.
Okay.
We do that with the earbuds. And what kind of friends do they have? Are their friends that impatient that they're just going to hang up on them? It's like, ring. Oh, I guess he's not there.
That's true. Yeah, I think it's true though. The phone makes you feel like people have immediate access to you or they're mad, especially now. Like when we go back, it's kind of like, I'm not sure exactly how comedy is going to work for the first month, because if you don't acknowledge the pandemic, it feels like you're just being weird and obtuse about it. Like, I'm just going to do my act like nothing happened. But if you do nothing but Corona comedy, it's going to feel weird too, because people need an escape from it. So I don't know what the exact amount is, but I would say based on that premise, like it's a funny idea because people know that you are at home. You can't be like, I was so busy, I had so much going on. Like, if you don't take the call now, you're just being evasive.
Right. So that's why I don't have my earbuds in. Yeah. Here's what somebody said. Earbuds are just a great excuse to act like you cannot hear people who are talking to you. That's actually.
That is absolutely true. I do that on the plane. Like, even if I'm not listening to anything, I have the earbuds in just because, so nobody will talk to me.
Yeah. I used to, when Bluetooth first came out, I used to play that game in the park. I would watch someone. I would play the game Bluetooth or Crazy.
Yeah.
No, you'd hear a guy be like, no, I can't. And you'd be like, okay. I need to get a Bluetooth earpiece really quickly.
You remember when it first came out and like people would stand in the airport and they'd hold their phone out and like they were given a Shakespeare soliloquy, like just like, oh yes, I need to buy this, and then like all that. Oh, I used to love to. I would stand behind them and mock them.
I would wait for somebody to get on an important call in airport bathroom, and I could tell they didn't want to leave their call, so they just act like nothing's happening. I just scream out, "He's in the bathroom! He's pooping right now! He doesn't care about your company." Yeah.
That's actually a good thought, Johnny. If you are a crazy person, you could put an earbud in, and no one will know.
Yeah,
it's cover for crazy people.
Have you guys ever done this? Have you ever said something like you were on the phone, but because you wanted to say something to somebody that was around you?
No, like this is something you would do if you were going to flirt with somebody. This sounds like a flirting story.
No, it's not a flirting story. This
like, I love you, and then if they turn, you're like, Mom, I love you. Like if they seem offended, you pretend it was your mom you were talking to.
Okay, well that did happen, but no. The other example, because I do it in the airport a lot. There was a mom that had a kid. And the kid was just running around. He was like throwing stuff, and like it was so annoying. And he was making this loud shrieking noise. And so I acted like I was talking to Sarah, and I was like, honey, I can hear our kids screaming in the background. That is super rude to do. Nobody needs to be exposed to that. And so you've got to tell him to be quiet. And then I just looked over at the mom, and she was like, hey, honey, And I was on the phone. Like I just use that as.
You pretend you were scolding your own child?
Yeah, I pretended like I was scolding let me show you how a real parent should be. Yeah. And it worked. Like she actually worked. It worked. It really did work.
Funny.
And the mother was like, honey, get away from that crazy man talking to himself.
Yeah. That is said a lot around me.
All right, that's good though. I like the premise, John.
It's weak. Have you got anything?
Yeah, I've got one I've done a couple of times about two things. One, I used to work in a movie theater, and I have jokes about that, about how it was a terrible job, and I wasn't very good at it, and just like comedy. And then they moved me to the Dollar Theater. Do you have a Dollar Theater in where you live, guys? I think it's like when college. Yeah, it's like when you have an old theater
like a red box.
They don't go anymore. Yeah, they keep it up and running. They show older movies there, and they're like just $1.
It's just $1.
It's that theater, awesome. And that's a different clientele than the other theater. I found if you go to a movie and you've paid $12, you're watching that movie. If you go to the movie and it's $1, you're looking around like, I wonder if these seats light on fire. Like, it's a different mindset. And so that's all I have for that. I just like the idea of what is the different about the Dollar Theater, and like maybe I don't know. I was going to get into like what candies are different. They have the off-market candies,
right?
Yeah, they have outdated candy, like expired.
Yeah, it came from the food bank or whatever. Is this?
Yeah. And I like the idea of looking around at the other people and trying to figure out why they're here. Like, oh, he's here for the air conditioning.
Right. You're judging them, but you're not judging your own lot in life.
Yeah. That guy's got a migraine. He's in it for the dark room.
Well, it's like that's what's happening now. If you remember the first few days of this, when people were still going to restaurants, and it was kind of like advised, don't go to restaurants, but they were still open.
Right.
And I remember going to a restaurant and being like, we were like one of 4 or 5 people in there. And I remember looking around thinking, what are these people doing in here? Like, I exempted myself from that judgment, and I was like, we need to get out of this Hooters now, is what I thought to myself. Like, it feels wrong to be here in a pandemic. But anyway.
I called Sarah. I called Sarah. I was at the grocery store, and I was like, I can't believe how many people are here. And she was like, "You're there." Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah, you never think you're part of the problem. You're like, but I don't have it. But you can spread it without showing symptoms. Yeah, you're right. You can. I probably have it, and I'm spreading it. So I'm gonna get on home.
Yeah. Well, that's what they say. People love a crowd. The bigger the crowd, the more people show up.
Yeah.
The other one that I have that's a quick one is I get emails all the time that say hot girls are in your area. I don't understand. Like, proximity was never really the issue. Maybe it would be now, but
That's great.
As long as I've had an area, there have been hot girls in my area.
In it.
Since the dawn of time, hot girls everywhere. But the funny thing is, I wonder if they're getting an email at the same time, like a corresponding email blast to them that says huge dorks in your vicinity. Or are they getting another that they can click and track me? So I don't know. That's
great, man. That's a really good.
That's a great.
Yeah, I got to figure out a way to like get out of it, but I like the idea of it. I'm trying to figure out. I don't want to feel salacious. Like when I say it, I always feel like people cinch up because they think I'm going to go down some weird road.
Yeah,
and it's going to be a little more, PG-13 or R-rated than it really is. But it's like, so I'm trying to figure out a way to get into it that's not make church crowds uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You're trying to figure out how to say hot girls in your area without making church crowds.
Without making church crowds uncomfortable. Yeah, it's a dream I have, John. I want to lower the bar. And
well done.
You can do it.
Yeah. No, I think churches will be fine with it because I used to talk when I was single. I talked about dating apps and stuff, and nobody had a problem with it. So I mean, it's out there; everybody knows. So I think you're fine with it. I think it's solid.
Fish. What's the one for Christians? Christian Mingle.
Yeah, which is not a Christian site, by the way.
It doesn't like a Jewish guy run it.
It's I actually signed up on Christian Mingle, and I did some where you get like a free month or whatever, but you have to put your credit card in. And then I canceled it like after, before the month was up, and they still charged me. And I called them and they were like, yeah, it just didn't go through. Sorry, but we're not giving your money back. And I was like, but I canceled it. Like I have confirmation number. And so I even said to the guy on the phone, I was like, aren't you Christian Mingle? And he was like, yeah, but we're not Christian at all. We're pretty clear about that. It's like, so it's just the name.
They're clear about that. It's in the name.
Yeah, but he actually said that they're very clear that they're not affiliated with any kind of religion or anything. They just picked the name because it sounded good.
Yeah, well, I can see how. I can see some people might jump to conclusions if they see the word Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Christian Mingle, it does have a lot of Christians on it because this is probably too personal, but when I signed up the first week, and I'm not famous, but as soon as I signed up, all these people were messaging me who knew who I was. And that's when I realized, this is going to be.
I've got to be a real Christian here.
Yeah, now I got it. Yeah. One lady actually asked me, this is totally true. One lady actually asked me if we did go on a date, if she could bring her kids because they were big fans of mine.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know what that would be like. I know that was a weird thing to go through. It had to be because, it'd
be like being married.
Well, I wonder because, I've known Curry since I was 18 or 19.
Yeah.
We got married. She was 19. I was 21. And I started doing comedy. I was already in my 30s. Like, I don't know what it would be like to have somebody. How did you know that Sarah wasn't just after you because she was a comedy fan? Did she know about your comedy? Did Sarah know about your comedy?
No, Sarah did not know at all. She was homeschooled all her life and very protected, and so
that means she should have known all the more.
Well, that's what I thought, but they didn't have TV for a long time. For a long time, they told her it was TV, but it was a microwave. She's
like, I hate this show.
Yeah. Why is it so bright?
Macaroni and cheese show again.
Yeah. She knew who Shonda Pierce was, and that's it. Like, she didn't know anybody else, and so she didn't know anything about me. And her best friend actually went to school with Clay Cross, and so she called her best friend and asked, like, "Hey, I started dating this guy named Bob Smiley, he's a comedian. And so she didn't know anything about me. And then they called Clay, and Clay vouched for me. So that was my in.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Because Bob used to tour with Clay Cross.
That was your original. That was how you originally went on the road, wasn't it? When you were first.
Yeah, that's how I got into this business.
That's cool, man.
Back when it was a business.
Back when there was a comedy business. I told you that the other day. I said, remember when we thought political correctness would be the thing that killed stand-up comedy? We were way off.
Have you guys, that's a good question. Have you guys done any shows for live stream or tried anything at all comedy-wise?
I mean, I've just put out old clips, and I've put out like tweets and Facebook posts and things, and just looked for feedback on those. But no, like, it's so weird. I've seen people do it, and they set up a mic in their living room and see what they can come up with. But it's so hard to approximate a real crowd and a crowd response. Like, you're not hearing laughs.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, we have a month, at least another month of this, so I guarantee you we'll get to that point. I will have a spoonful of apple compote, and I'll have a mic set up in front of me, and it's going to be ugly.
Yeah. I did when my church asked me to come in and.
Can you guys see this? Wait a minute. Can you see this awesome comment that Brad made? Bob Smiley on eHome.
I can't see the awesome comment. I see the one that's up there right now.
Brandon
Christian Mingle.
Brandon Felton's a comedian here in Tennessee.
Yeah, we were supposed to do a show together in April that got canceled. I hope the promoter told Brandon.
He found out now.
He's finding out now.
Farmers only. He's a 1.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's good to have non-Christians on here, so thank you, Hannah.
Yeah, but he's got toilet paper. That should count for something on Farmers Only.
What is, like, Farmers Only, like, do you have a whole different set of, like, because if on the regular sites, it's like, show me your picture, this is what you look like, and then that's how I decide if I want to be with you. If you look like this profile pic, hey, let's keep this going. Farmers Only, it's a whole different thing, though, right? You need to know, like there's different things you would brag about maybe on there.
Yeah, there's a lot of photos of people with a tractor or people with their garden, or I'm told by friends.
My friends.
That was
it's like instead of like a woman like, look, I woke up looking like this. It's like, hey, I can castrate a goat. And you're like, I think there's something about her. That lady,
she's got the magic.
Well,
you know what? I know the guy.
Us together.
I know the guy who started Farmers Only, and you know what he told me? It's got nothing to do with farmers. That's the
what? Well, Christian Mingle, nothing to do.
That's the joke I was trying to make, but it was right.
I know, but Johnny looked confused, so I felt like
I did. I was waiting for information.
Well, first of all, Johnny, you knew he was lying because he doesn't have friends. So
right.
First tip off.
Until we started this, I didn't know John had the internet. I was like, all right, let's see what's going on with Kokomo. I thought there'd be like a can, string, and just a whole thing, but no, we're here. We're out here.
So have you got a bit, Smiley, that you're not able to do because the world is shut down and nobody does comedy anymore?
Yeah. Okay. So this is based on a true story. This homeschool family recognized me in Walmart, and so I started talking to them. And halfway through, I realized that they thought I was Tim Hawkins. And it's a true story. But here's what I wrote. Where does it start? So I was in Walmart one day playing Marco Polo with my kids. That's true. We were actually doing that. I'm on the aisle with the clocks, and I noticed that the family staring at me. They're a homeschool family, so there's 37 of them. I'm thinking, are they staring at me because I'm yelling Marco, or because I'm setting all the alarm clocks on the aisle, or I'm not even going to say that. I just wrote this like recently, like last week. So they come over to say hi, and that they're huge fans. They look smart, so that makes sense. They start telling me how they're homeschooled, and one of the kids says that he loves my homeschool bits. Well, Tim and I both have homeschool bits, so I sort of know. And then, sorry, my notes are all jumbled up. And then one of them, sorry, this is fully formed. I'll just tell you the bit. So basically, one of them is like, yeah, my favorite thing you did is the Pretty Pink Tractor song. And so then I was like, oh, now they think I'm Tim Hawkins. And so they want me to sign stuff. They started like pulling out pieces of paper and I have to sign all this stuff. And so the joke is I had to sign 38 autographs. I know I said 37, but they're homeschooled, so they had a baby right while we were talking.
While you're talking, they had a baby.
And then I said I grabbed a fedora hat and I sucked my belly out, and we took photos and all that. And then seriously, this happened. As I was walking away, I heard one of the kids say, "That was cool, but I like Bob Smiley better."
Oh,
that actually happened.
wow.
So,
Really?
So I'm like, I think that can be a bit somehow. It's just not punched up enough.
You don't look anything like Tim Hawkins.
Well, I've got the red hair, but yeah, other than that.
I don't get it. But we used to get, especially when we both had long hair, we would get, I was doing a show at his church, and one of the elders at his church was talking to me. And about 3 minutes into it, I realized that he thought I was Tim Hawkins. Like,
I was doing a show at a camp a few years ago, and this little girl, probably 9, 10 years old, walks up to me and says, "Is Bob Smiley here with you?" I said, "No." And she said, "He's my favorite." And then
that's so great. I was doing, so I did a show with Tim last year, and at the end of the show, I went out to my merch table, which, you can find out what I was selling at bobsmiley.com. And I had a huge banner of me standing there, Bob Smiley comedian, and I'm standing by the huge banner, like 6.5 foot banner, and these two girls came up and they were like, "You were so good tonight. That was so hilarious." And I was like, "Thanks." And they go, "That Walmart bag song is the best." And they thought I was talking.
Yeah.
I was like, "You just saw both of us."
I just tell people thanks when they thank me. When they tell me that they love Tim's bit or your bit or whatever, I just say, "Hey, well, thanks. That means a lot to me." But they don't know who they're clueless. They don't know.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this. What? Because you guys have been doing this for over 20 years each. This is my 13th year. What is the best bomb story? Like, what's your worst show? Because I think people like that. And I know comics like it. And I don't think I've ever asked you guys this.
Right.
Before. We never talked about this.
People always like that. People always want to hear the disasters.
Yeah.
Yeah, because really, honestly, the good shows all blend together. You can have a show that really stands out because it was extra good sometimes. But like people would ask me sometimes, like, "Hey, how'd the show with Tim go?" or "How the whatever?" And I go, "They were great." They're always great.
Right.
But the ones that go sideways so bad that you go, "I think I don't want to do comedy anymore." That's the ones that interest people.
Yeah.
I'll go.
Yeah.
I did a 5 a.m. Graduation party for school, and they had a whole bunch of stuff. They had bowling, and then they showed a movie. They had a magician that would wheel around a cart and go just to little small groups and do, like small close-up magic. And I was booked at 5 a.m. And so at 5 a.m., everybody was super tired and just done. And they made everybody come in the room and sit in these chairs. And it was at the school. And so they're sitting in these school desk chairs. And I get up, and the sound guy had 2 little PV speakers. And the way he set it up, if I moved side to side, it would do feedback. So I had to stand in this one little section and do stand up for 45 minutes.
Sort of like this broadcast.
That's right.
Exactly, like I'm getting the same response.
Yeah.
But people were putting their heads down on their desk and they were like sleeping, and there was no response. And I'm just sitting up there, just it was like an empty room. Like it was horrible.
Just like this podcast.
Yeah,
it is. If I had to not move side to side and just stand up there and do my jokes, it would not change my act at all.
I know, but I don't
move. I feel so weird when I move. Like I've tried this year. I thought I need to move. I need to try to walk. I'm going to aim a couple of jokes over to this guy. Then I'm going to go over and tell this guy.
I'm going to get a little exercise. I'm going to be.
No, I tried it. I felt like the world was ending, and now it is. So maybe I caused this. Honestly, I don't want to. All right. So mine is first of all, how long had you been doing comedy when that happened, Bob? When did you took that show last year, didn't you?
It was 3 months ago.
Yeah.
No, it was. It really was. I think I was 3 years in. It was enough where I felt like I had good stuff, but I still was kind of nervous about it. So, and then because I was there all night, and the later it got, and the more I was watching these kids get tired, I was like, oh, this is going to be bad. So when I walked up to the front of the classroom, I was already sweating because I just knew it was going to be bad.
When that first bead hits and you're like, oh no, I'm sweating. Don't sweat. And then all the other beads go, no, here we come. Yeah. Whenever they have to shut down equipment to make your comedy show start, it's like they're telling everybody, hey, stop having fun. This guy's going to tell these dumb jokes. It never goes well. So if I go into an event, this happened to me. There was a gym where they were having like their pizza party and everything. And they said, then you'll come in. And they had this one piece of equipment. There were all these inflatable, and they had those huge motors. And I'm trying to talk over that. So I told them, but they go, we're not shutting this one down. We can shut the others down, but this one's attached to the wall. It was like a big, like where you run and you stick yourself to the wall. You have a Velcro suit on. You jump as high as you can and you stick to the wall. Mm-hmm. So these kids were doing that, and they go, we can't shut this one down because the weight of the top half of this is strapped to the wall. It could tear the thing. So I'm getting ready to start. And I knew the band that was there was a buddy of mine's band. And I said, you go turn that off. You go unplug that. Sneak around. I send him out around the leaders. So it's like, and it shuts down. And you just see this thing top. And there's like a basketball goal that it kind of drapes over. And the leader looks back like, I rented this thing for $500 a week, a day or whatever. And you're going to tear it now. And then I just launched into my joke, but it was like everyone is so disappointed. It's like you killed the circus clown. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You killed Santa Claus, and now we're supposed to listen to your dumb joke. Never good. Never good.
It's just sad testimony to your like the source of all the joy in the room was unplugged, and then all the attention went to you, and you stood there with your guitar.
Yeah, it was bad. I went to the guitar early that night. Like you can usually tell, I don't usually go to the guitar until like I've done 30 minutes of monology stand up because I just try to I want this to stand on its own, and then we'll get to the music.
Right.
But if I catch on fire early and it's just like this is going to have some duct tape coming in, like I go to the guitar so quick. Like I know you guys in your show. Let me tell you, you're like, oh, Johnny, it's such an advantage you have. Yes, it is, and I'm not apologizing for it.
Why haven't you gone to the guitar tonight?
Exactly, I needed to. We will. We're going to do the joke medley full on. We're going to blast.
I feel like we started out with the inflatable unplugged in this show.
It was just hanging over the logo.
Hanging over my green screen.
Yeah. John, Brandon, do you have a bad one? Because Johnny just reminded me of two more. Because I take every gig. So
no,
that leads to a lot of weird stories.
Every show in my career has been excellent.
Oh, what a great career you've had. Be proud of yourself.
I've never had I've had several. The one that almost made me quit comedy was early on. I was booked to go up to the Lions Club in Northern Indiana, and there were like 12 people in the audience, and they were down in the church basement, sitting at long tables that had been arranged in a U shape. You know how you put a table here and a table here, and it makes a U. And I was standing in the middle of the U, and so they were sitting kind of, around me. And I started into my act, and there was a dude sitting 2 feet from me, just sitting at the table. So I'm standing in the floor, and they're seated at that U-shaped table. And that guy was 2 feet away from me, but he was not looking at me. He was looking 90 degrees. So I'm here, and he's looking this way. And he never looked sideways. He never turned. He just sat there, and I looked at his profile and did my set. He never moved. He never laughed. He never acknowledged. I was like talking to a statue, and nobody laughed. It was a horrible show. It's one of those shows where you go up there and you feel like an idiot for telling them in advance that you're a comedian. Yeah. Like I would have been better off just saying I'm a speaker. I'm just, hey, I'm going to make a presentation. I'm going to give you a lecture. And then if anything had been funny, then it would have been a bonus. But so I drove home and went under the bed and decided that I had to reevaluate whether or not I was going to even continue with this comedy thing.
You got to tell the one, Brandon, about the cotton and rice farmers.
About what?
The corporate for the cotton and the rice farmers.
Oh, hang on a second. So people are telling me that they're hearing audio. I'm gonna put my headphones in, see if that helps.
Oh yeah, because I think you're getting clapped back on your end.
It sounds like your wife is moaning.
Does that help anything? Because it may not be me. That help?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. All right. So here's the thing. I did a show. What Johnny's talking about is I did a show for the out in Nebraska. I think it's actually Bob's audio. Let me see. Yeah. See, if I mute Bob's mic, then it goes.
You've got
away.
like a white noise machine going in your room or something, Bob. What's happening?
Bob has got a static machine going on.
Yeah, fix that, Bob. You got a fan on?
Bob has been nothing but problems all night.
Mm-hmm.
Have you noticed that?
Time we said it.
We have accommodated him, and he is.
And that's whenever I became a Christian.
Yeah, whatever. All right, I'm going to turn it down.
Right, so, better, Bob.
So I did this show out in Nebraska for the Cotton Growers and the Rice Growers Association of the Midwest. Cotton Growers and Rice Growers Association. Yeah. And it was dreadful. It was a bunch of farmers. Not that farmers are dreadful. I love farmers, but these
Watch
guys,
yourself, Indiana.
Well, there was no MC, and it's hard to describe how weird it is if you're not in the business to not have an MC in an event. It was like all these guys, they came in and they sat down at lunch and they're eating lunch, and nobody it's a convention. And nobody from the convention is welcoming them. Nobody is telling them, okay, it's time to get up and take your plates and go through the buffet. They're just on their own. They're just figuring out all this stuff on their own. And so they're sitting down in this giant room, and they're eating. And the lady comes over to me, the lady who booked me, and she says, okay, you're going to go up. You're going to go up now. And I said, well, they're still eating. And she goes, is that a problem? And I said, yeah, it'd be better if we wait till they're done eating. She goes, okay, we'll give you a few more minutes. So they give it a few more minutes. Then she comes over and says, okay, are you ready to go up now? And I said, yeah. And so she goes, okay. And then she walks to the back of the room. And I said, so I followed her. And I said, are you going to introduce me? And she goes, do you need me to? And I said, well, it'd be great if I wasn't the first person that they saw, all afternoon. It'd be great. So she went up there, and I should have just done it myself. I should have just gone up there and introduced myself. So she gets up and goes, okay, ladies, and it's a microphone sitting on a table, like a little stand. And so she leans forward into it and goes, okay, it's time for our comedian. His name is John Branyan. And then she walked off the stage. And so I got up, and I was trying to establish a rapport. The first 30 seconds, for those of you who are listening to this who've never done comedy before, the first 30 seconds is kind of crucial. If they don't like you in the first 30 seconds, then it's really, really hard to get them to like you for the next hour.
And if you do corporate, it's fun to kind of go, hey, you sell steel? I'll write a quirky joke about steel. Right. But it's a risk because if it lands, you've got them the whole night.
Yeah, you own them.
And you've just wasted 15 minutes trying to get them back.
Right. So I was thinking all of that. And this is why Johnny likes that joke. This is why he likes that story, because it was a complete bomb. So I'm thinking, okay, I'd actually written a joke for the Cotton and Rice Growers Association. It was a joke just for them. And I thought, well, I'll win them over because it's a really good joke. And so I stood up and I said, you guys, I want you to know that I am a kindred spirit with you. I live in the Midwest. I live in Indiana. I've got farming in my family. And so I get you guys and I respect you. And I love what you do. And I support you. I said, this shirt that I'm wearing, 100% cotton. Socks, 100% rice.
That's a good joke.
Well, it got nothing. I mean, they looked at me. They were confused. They were like, you could tell by the looks on their faces that they're like, you don't make clothes out of rice.
You don't make socks out of rice.
You don't make clothes out of rice. Why would you say a thing like that? And so then I did another hour.
Oh, it's so good.
I'm going to say, if they don't get that joke, that was just a bad audience.
That's a great joke. That's a funny joke.
Really good joke.
I love it. One of my favorites is
tell your other story, Bob, and then
Bob, tell yours.
Tell your other story, and then I've got a game that we're going to play with the viewers at home.
So, two other really bad gigs. I'll make them quick. One, somebody hired me for Super Bowl. This was year 2 of doing stand-up. They hired me to go to their church for their youth. Like everybody from their youth group and schools and stuff were coming to watch the Super Bowl, but they didn't want them to see the commercials because they advertised beer and all that stuff. So he wanted me to jump up every time there was a commercial and do stand up. And had the big screen behind me showing the Super Bowl, but they would mute it. But leave it up. So they're watching these three frogs doing something funny that they can't hear, and I'm up there going, "Hey, let me tell you about my grandmother," And then the youth leader would sit in the front and he would motion me when the game came back on. And so I just had to stop and then get down and wait until the next.
Whether you were done or not.
Yeah, whether I was done or not. So there was no way to plan how long of a show or how long of bits or anything. It was just me jumping up ready to do it. But they were paying $500 and
hey,
they got me.
I'll take that show right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other one, you reminded me, it was to raise money for this orphanage, and they do it every year here, actually just north of here in a town called Conroe, and they booked me, and it's always this black tie affair, and it goes on all night, and they do it on New Year's Eve, and they have a big casino and everything, and so we had this big dinner in this big room that held 800 people, and they had sold it out, and the lady gets up and she goes, now the moment you've all been waiting for, the casino is open. Right. Or if you want to stay in here, we've got a comedian.
Yeah.
Everybody but 17 people leave. Oh. So I'm in this room with 800 people, and there's 17 people. And in the table, right below the stage, there are, and I forget the numbers now, but it was like 12 or 14 people. And they were staying only because they hadn't finished their wine. And so they were talking. So I get up and I'm doing seriously, like I'm looking, and it's just like there's a person in the back, there's a person kind of to the side, and they're talking, and it's loud. So the promoter comes over and tells them to hush. And so the 12 or 14 people get up and leave that table. So now it's just a handful of people scattered everywhere. This is how bad the show was.
It's just you and all of the people from Gamblers Anonymous.
Yeah. It seriously there were two people that knew who I was, and so they wanted to stay and watch, and the rest of the people just wanted to, like, they weren't into gambling. This is how bad the show was. My son Trent called me, and I took the phone call because I was like, "Hey, I'm not doing anything," and he was like, "Hey, Dad, what's up?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm doing a show," and I talked to him for like 2 or 3 minutes because it was so bad. So yeah, that was a really bad gig.
All right. Well, your computer's making noise again. Everybody's griping.
I'm not doing anything.
It's like your fan, maybe, or something.
Fan. It sounds like your fan.
Too hot, Bob?
Well,
it might be
taking
it's like an ocean behind you. That's better.
Yeah. All you got to do is hold your computer. All right. So I thought up a game that I want to play, and Johnny, you can maybe keep score.
Okay. Yeah, I got the dry erase behind me.
You got the dry erase board back there.
Yeah.
All right. So everything sounds fine now. All right. So here's the game that we're going to play, and it's a game I made up, and it's called. Well, I made a banner while we were talking. It's called Toilet Paper Rorschach, and I think I spelled that right, didn't I?
Yeah.
Did I? All right. So I'm going to take a piece of toilet paper, or several pieces of toilet paper, and I'm going to dip it in water, and I'm going to slam it against the surface that I have here to make a shape.
How rich are you?
Right, this is wasteful.
Yeah, how rich are you that you can just waste toilet paper?
This is borderline offensive.
Somebody say
it was a pretty good year last year for me.
That's true. Yeah.
And I stole toilet paper off of Tim Hawkins' bus the week after Bob Smiley was there. Anyway, it's a callback. That's a callback that goes all the way back to the beginning of this show, and no one's even listening to that anymore. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to slam this toilet paper down on this surface, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like. And I've got a camera here that I can get up really close to it, and then you're going to tell me what it looks like.
Yeah.
Before you do that, can we just pause for a second and think how weird our lives are right now? From when we first started doing stand-up to what we're doing now.
Toilet paper Rorschach. Seems like a natural development to me, actually.
I feel like we've made it.
I'm actually surprised it took this long to come to this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The sad part is none of us use drugs.
Yeah.
And we still can't. We still got here.
All right, so here we go. Okay. I probably should have. Practiced this because I think I threw that a little hard.
You looked angry.
Yeah.
Let me get this in here.
Oh, look at you with your live shot. Oh yeah. Okay.
Ooh.
All right. So, what do you think, Bob?
First of all, it's a really small photo. It looks like somebody's running away if you're looking at the photo, it looks like they're running away to the right, but somebody severed their shins.
Mm-hmm. I see that.
And it looks like an
Achilles.
angel.
They got him in the Achilles.
And they have wings on the side. So they're running away to the right, and they have wings, so it's an angel, and a little halo at the top, actually, and then somebody severed their shins. And I guess because they don't need legs, because they're an angel, they can fly. So they were showing them how to fly. That's what I see.
It's an angel with no shins.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's in Revelation.
I think the angel kept just running around and not using the wings, and so somebody intervened.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Is
there
exactly
therapists watching?
I see a person. I see a hiker because he's got like a walking stick in the front there. The back part's like a backpack. No, it's a parachute. So he's running. It's a hiker / he's getting ready to base jump. So he's in a canyon area, and he's yet to base jump, but he's preparing to base jump for sure.
Okay. All right.
What do you see?
Yeah, let's do. Well, I was. That looks like a duck. Okay.
Cop out.
Come on.
All right. Now I'm gonna do. Oh, I think you can use the same toilet paper. I think I can use the same toilet paper.
We passed the savings right on to you.
which, yeah. I'm gonna.
Corzine has said that he sees Bigfoot. Your old friend Chaz there. Yeah.
Chaz Corzine. Whoops.
Somebody saw Johnny Bravo.
Bigfoot. He also said. Chaz also says you can't hide money.
Oh, somebody said a man wearing unholy socks when the rapture happens. So that's why his feet were left behind. That's actually really good.
That could be.
Uh-huh.
Somebody sees Gabriel blowing his horn. I don't know.
I like this one. Looks like a bug splattered on the windshield.
That's
We're
really
going to see
cool.
a lot of those.
Yeah.
Did
you notice that, Bob, when you're out walking, if there's a lot more like wildlife? I wonder because you're a hunter, right? I wonder if that's really going to happen where in a couple of months, we're going to be overrun with deer and squirrel and.
There are way more squirrels in our neighborhood.
We're not hunting them down. So we'll just have turkeys will take over and set up governments.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not going to happen because me and my boys are on it. So you guys can rest assured it's going to be.
All right, what you got, John?
Oh, wow. You got even angrier. I didn't think it. Is that the same toilet paper?
It's like shrapnel.
Yeah, that's the same toilet paper. But
there's a cross in there for real. I'm not trying to get religious or I see stigmata, but there is a cross in the middle of the bottom there.
Yeah. Yeah,
I see it.
Coincidence? Probably.
I think it's.
I did that on purpose.
Cross and all the angels flying in that he could have called. That'll break.
Oh.
Nah.
So you see a crucifixion scene.
Yeah.
Do you still think it's the worst Bible study ever? I don't think so. We're bringing spiritual truths. That's it.
What, Johnny? Is that what you see too? Are you gonna?
It's a swarm of something happening.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like clouds. Like he's splitting the clouds. That could be. It's like the rapture.
Yeah.
There's a guy who says
the curtain was torn in two.
Somebody's saying Atlantis. All right, calm down, Chance Rogers.
Yeah. There's a. Oops. See,
yeah.
Everybody's making comments so quickly now that I can't. I like that one. I like Continental Drift.
My buddy Jeff says he sees Howard Stern, and I don't know, but that's fine. That's okay.
Gosh, I'll tell you what.
Howard Stern plug.
It's either Jesus on the cross or Howard Stern.
That's right. It's one or the other, and no in between.
Yeah.
It's funny. Okay, I'm gonna get a slightly bigger piece of toilet paper this time.
All right, round 3.
And you're doing a good job of keeping score, by the way.
It's 3. It's 2-0 in my favor so far. I am winning.
Okay. All right.
What you got?
I can't believe we're doing this.
Oh, this is something. That's a cat, y'all. You see it?
Yeah, I see it.
You know the meme where the
There's
monkeys
2
go
cats.
like.
No, I see 2 cats.
You know that weird like white monkey meme where the monkey's confused? It's
Mhm,
that
yeah.
meme. I'm gonna find it. Hang on. I'm gonna find that
Wait a
meme.
minute.
It's gonna blow your mind. Hold on.
Hang on a second. I got to get this one up there.
Let me find confused monkey meme, and it's gonna blow your mind.
Oh, I can't. It's so hard to figure out how to. There we go.
Oh, now it doesn't look like a cat. It looked like 2 Siamese cats when you were like hovered over it.
Where did you switched the trajectory?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you
Switch
did.
back.
That's a
Turn it.
different scene.
There.
There, right there. Okay, stop.
You stare right there. Stare right there. Hold on.
And listen. That's 2 Siamese cats. One of them's giving another one a piggyback ride, like Yoda in Empire. Like we gave Yoda in Empire Strikes Back. There is a Siamese cat, and he is headed off, and then the other one is riding on his back.
I actually see that.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Y'all.
Yeah.
No.
It's
Johnny,
funny.
what meme are you looking for?
Bob
Hold
went
on.
through.
It's like a weird.
Okay, well, take a pause and go ahead and give me a win on that one because I called it.
Bob
Bob
won.
went
It's
from
2
a
to 1.
crucifix to a
2 to 1
cat
now.
riding piggyback on another cat.
No. Mm-mm.
All right. I don't know what anybody. Oh, there's a decapitated angel.
Are you just looking up like your search history? Are you talking about the?
I'm trying to find this certain GIF.
Corn cat on the back.
No. Hold on. Read some comments.
Somebody thinks that the cats are eating sandwiches.
Yeah, somebody said it's a sumo diaper,
Yeah.
albino bat.
All right. Well, let's do another one.
Hold on. Got it. I got it right here. Hold on.
Somebody made a reference to our Hook, Line, and Smiley podcast that they're eating sandwiches, and that is
Right
true.
there, guys. That's what it is.
Well, hang on a second.
Oh,
You think so?
Tell me that's not it. You've made this GIF.
I did.
he's still putting it at a weird angle.
Accidentally. Yeah, you're at a wrong angle again, but it's there.
I don't remember where
there.
it was.
There it is, right there.
Right there, yeah.
The side view. It's very close. That's very close.
And I did it just by slamming toilet paper down.
No, you're creative. You can't stifle creativity even in a pandemic.
I
There's
still think
global
it's
fear
you.
out there, but
I think
life
it's
finds a
you.
way. Just like in Jurassic
We'll do
Park,
one more.
life finds a way.
We'll do one more. And this is the same toilet paper. I mean,
Cat's making sandwiches is what it was, though.
I've used the same toilet paper. All right. So this is the last time. This will be the tiebreaker. Okay.
All right.
So there's a little pressure.
Okay.
I'm in my 40s. I don't like that phrase.
Oh, you know what? That's not good.
What?
Well, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm just going to take what we got. Okay.
All right.
Ooh. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so it is a mom and a dad chasing after their 2 kids that are running. And again, I'm going to go with their angels because they have little halos over the top of all their heads.
It's those stickers you put on the back of your minivan that says who's in your family?
Yeah.
It's that if all your family are invertebrates.
Yeah. And, yeah, very alien-ish.
Right. It's like there's no spine in this family, literally. And part of it. All right, we should close this out with like an extended joke medley. I'll play some music. What do you think of that? You guys do
Family
that?
of amoebas.
All right, hold on.
That was great.
That was fun.
Bob saw angels and everything. It actually was Angel Soft toilet paper. I wonder if that had anything to do with it.
Ooh.
All the spiritual themes.
Hang on, let me get my jokes ready. Are you guys ready?
Well, let's. Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, we can answer a couple of questions. Has anyone asked questions?
Ask any
How do
questions?
we apply for unemployment?
You.
Oh, not me. Oh, I thought you were talking to me and Johnny.
No.
People are still guessing on the toilet paper. That's the latest comment. We're off that. Stop it.
We've moved on.
All right. So, if anybody's got any questions, or if they want to hear a joke, if they want to hear one of Bob's old jokes.
When does John's Dry Bar come out? John, do you know?
When does John's Dry Bar come out?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good question. That's a great question. If I need the answer, I would say it. I don't know. I've seen the rough cut.
Like a window or anything?
I've seen the rough cut.
They don't tell you. They don't tell you. Like when mine came out, like 4 months ago, like there was no warning. Like it just came out.
That was like a real humble brag there. Like when mine came out way before y'all's.
Mine came out way before you guys.
I'm already viral, but whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't know. So how do you know when it
told
comes
me?
out?
They told me June for mine, so I don't know.
Oh, they gave you because they told me.
Well, they just said that's when they'll be editing it in. Well, this is before they shut everything down, so I think they'll have more time to edit now, maybe. So maybe they'll speed everything up.
They told me 3 to 6 months is when to expect it, and they got mine out in like 2.5 months.
Yeah.
Okay. Chris Schufel wants to know if he can open for any of us.
Hey.
Right now.
You book a show. You book a show right now, and you can open. You can do a hot 45.
Yeah.
You know what we should do? We should do this again, Chris, and you should call in and you can open for the next show.
Yeah, run a couple of minutes.
That'd be a beating. And Logan wants to know if he can have this hour back. Yeah, fine with me.
Yeah, what are you going to do with it though? Be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
You're so productive. You're so productive right now.
The fact is, as awful as this has been, this is still the greatest thing that's happened to me in 3 weeks.
Yeah, me too.
I've been slamming toilet paper against the top of a microwave oven, and that's the best thing I've done in 3 weeks.
Friendship, we did it. We did.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about this show has been the diversity, and just a place where 3 middle-aged white dudes can cut loose. There's not enough of those in the world.
Finally, we're getting our voice out there.
I appreciate it.
Finally, we're getting to have our say.
Oh, somebody asked if there was a cover charge, and I'm glad they mentioned that.
Oh, right. You didn't put up the thing. There's a tip jar.
Yeah, I didn't. There's a thing. Yeah, if you want to donate, and who doesn't at this point? If you want to donate, you can go to this barcode. There's also links in the YouTube and in the Facebook description. There's a link that'll take you to a PayPal page. And so if you want to chip in,
pay what you want, pay whatever you want.
You can pay whatever you want. Whatever you want.
That was my favorite merch pitch you ever did. You had your 3 DVDs. You said, "Hey, tonight, this is a DVD that I did a few years ago. It's called Flyover Comedy, and it's about living in the Midwest. And these are normally $10, but tonight it's just pay whatever you want." And then you said this one's called what was it? Love? What's it? Crazy Love. This one's called Crazy Love. It's all about relationships. Normally these are $10, but tonight it's just pay whatever you want. And then this one is my brand new one. It's called Smoking Hamsters. And I'm really proud of this one. It's brand new, and these are normally $15. So it's more. They're $5 more. But tonight it's whatever you want to pay plus $5. That's great. Pay whatever you want, and then you need to add $5 on it.
I don't remember saying that. I'm funny. So yeah, if we're gonna split all of the money 3 ways. So if you want to chip in a buck, then each of us is going to get 33.3333 repeating, and that's good. That's income for the rest of our lives. That's income for eternity.
Yeah, this is a pledge. It's a faith promise that you'll do this monthly for us. Whatever you give tonight will be a recurring. We need your PIN number and your whatever the CVC, whatever that number is. We need all that.
All right, we need everything. We need it all. No, there's no charge tonight. But if you want to support our humble efforts to try to entertain you while you're quarantined, it would be appreciated, because I went through a buck's worth of toilet paper tonight.
Yeah, that's big.
This stuff ain't cheap, you guys. It's not free. And I'm just like Johnny says, we used to
and I
flush this
turned-
stuff down the toilet. And
I turned the light on. We haven't turned on lights in 4 days. And so I'm invested. That's going to cost me a little bit.
that I believe.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can point your phone at this little target up here, and it'll take you there, or you can follow the link in the whatever the description. But whatever you give would be appreciated. We'd appreciate it.
All right.
So let's see. Any more Shakespeare stuff? Are they playing Frisbee? Plug vacay. Oh yeah. Jeff wants me to plug vacay. Oops. I can see one of the problems that we have is that this goes so fast. Plug vacay. Vacay with the comics is a thing that's on hold for those of you who are wondering about that, because we don't know what this virus is going to do. We're still planning to do it. We haven't officially canceled it, but we're kind of on hold right now. And this is actually a good. Would you consider making friendship bracelets during the next show, or some other craft that
During
would
the
be
show.
unusual?
Would you? Bob's over on a loom somewhere weaving bracelets.
That's a great idea, actually.
Somebody wants to hear some of your music, Johnny. So why don't you do a song?
I don't. Okay.
Dance for us. Come on.
This is one that I do in some of my shows. It's a quick one. It goes like this. She never heard the word impossible. She ain't familiar with regret. She don't know the meaning of many words at all. She's stupid. That was quick. Quick one. And yeah, this one's a brand new one about love. And you can see more clips in my comedy at JonnieW.com, or you can follow me on Facebook. This is a new one I wrote about living on love. I got married young. I was 9. My wife was 6. And Tennessee's different. And this one's a song about living on love. It goes, well, we got all we need to survive. 'Cause we got each other and we're doing just fine. So take my hand and walk through the night. 'Cause we got enough to last the rest of our lives. As long as we die by Tuesday.
Dude, that's my new favorite. That's really good.
It's appropriate. I think we should close out on a nice extended joke medley. We'll do a few one-liners each, and then we'll declare the victor, and the victor takes the share of the other 2 people of the $4. It's going to be.
Well, that's a wrinkle I hadn't considered.
Winner take all.
Well, if we're going to, I had a thought, and now, but I'm trying to pull up my. We should have people vote. Like,
Yeah, I like that.
you know,
Okay, before people start voting, though, I would like to remind them I have 5 kids.
Hey, can we say this? Not vote, like a cumulative vote. So at the end, we just have it decide, almost like an applause-o-meter. Everybody just, at the end of everybody's jokes, cumulative. Let's say we all do 4.
Okay.
And at the end of everybody doing 4, we just decide whoever has the most. Johnny, 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 Brandon, Johnny, Johnny, Smiley, Johnny, Johnny, Johnny. We count those up, and then we decide then, okay?
so
All right.
are we going to set a time limit, or are we just going to let it go for?
We say five jokes each? 4 or 5? Let's do 4 or 5 jokes each. Do you guys have 5 jokes? Be honest with me right now.
I can do as many as you want.
All right, here we go. Let's do 5 each. That's fair.
They're not good, but
And then I'm going to have dinner. All right, here we go. All right, let me get a little nice tune here.
Is it going to go you and then Brandon and then me?
why don't we just play it by ear?
Let's make it fair, John. You're in the top left corner, John. You should go first, and then me, and then Bob.
Okay.
We're voting already. That's not fair.
Wait a minute. Who's voting?
They're just voting on the playing. They're like, man, it's beautiful. The dulcet tones that he gets to come out of that instrument. All right, John.
You're very gifted and talented. Reaching into a pair of pants and finding money is a great feeling until the person wearing the pants screams at you.
I think if Picasso was a football coach, he'd prefer the offset eye formation. That's like a Venn diagram joke because you have to know a little bit about Picasso and a little bit about college football. And then
I think you need to do more of that. Yeah, that's great.
People in there to get the joke and go, I like what he's doing there. And everybody else is like, I don't know what's happening. Why did he stop?
That's a great joke. No, that's a great joke.
It is a good joke.
You win.
If a horse has diarrhea, I think it should be called the gallops.
All right. Round 1 is over. All right, John.
So we're doing another one. Let's see. I already did my oh, here we go. Okay. Let's pull out an oldie but a goodie. No, I don't have any good. Okay. We're all wondering it, so I'm just going to go ahead and ask, what keeps the Hulk's pants from exploding?
That's really good.
Explains the green screen a little bit, too.
Yeah.
He's a Hulk fan.
He's been working on this.
This is still a family-friendly show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been thinking of hiring a sculptor to construct a bust of my likeness. But maybe I'm getting ahead of myself.
That's so dumb.
I'm trying to do new ones.
When I was single, I always felt awkward going into Starbucks and ordering a tall blonde.
Not so much now. All right, John.
All right.
Round 3.
Call it a hunch, but my shoulders are raised and I'm leaning forward.
I like that one.
I did that. I just thought of that one because of your previous tweet.
That's good. Here's a math joke. 1 in 5 women is a Russian nesting doll.
I wonder if Jehovah's Witnesses' favorite band is The Doors.
It's good.
All right, I should do the old ones that I know work. I'm just trying out new ones.
All right, round 4, John.
Let's see. Who are you and how did you get in here? I'm a locksmith and I'm a locksmith.
You got to do the one about live by the sword, John, next. You got to do that for your number 5.
Oh, you're telling me what I have to do? What if I
know your jokes, and I think that that's a strong one that the fans would like. But you can go on floundering if you like.
Okay. Okay.
All right, here we go. My mom used to always say a spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. It was true of everything except suppositories. And I call that joke sweet and low.
Here's an oldie. When I die, I want to be cremated, and I'm trying to talk my kids into putting me in a jar that says he earned it.
All right.
All right, John, round 5. Here it is. Bring it.
Oh, you want me to do the sword joke?
Whatever you want to do. I'm just saying this is your cumulative vote. Could rest.
No, you're the guest. That's fine. That's fine. I'll do whatever you want me to do. I don't want to hamper our relationship. He who lives by the sword dies by the sword. He who lives by the river dies by the sword. A sword will kill you no matter where you live.
That's a great joke. All right, let me find one. Here's one I don't do a lot, and we'll find out why. Whenever white people get nervous and they don't want to be considered racist, they say things like, I'm colorblind, I don't see color. But my grandmother was colorblind and racist. She used to always say, you can't trust those gray people. What do I want to end with?
I think we just alienated everybody.
My least favorite month is No Shave November because my legs get itchy. That was it. That was 5. I wasn't paying attention. I should have ended on a better.
Listen, Bob, you chose poorly. I can't help you. I can't listen. I can only choose Brandon jokes for him. I can't choose both for both.
He can't do all of our work for it. He can't manage both of us at the same time.
Now let's get the tally. Let's get the tally before I go have dinner and see who wins the roll of toilet paper.
So since you're the one keeping score, Johnny, are you gonna tally these up as they roll past?
Nobody cares. I'm seeing a lot of Johnnies. I'll just be honest with you, Bob.
I'm not seeing any.
I see.
Johnny might be my new favorite comic.
Oh, that's so nice, Hannah O'Friel.
Oh, mine too. Absolutely. It's Johnny.
Round 5 goes to John, but I chose that joke, so that's half a point from me.
Mic drop for Johnny. Look, they're using emojis.
Oh no, it's chaos in the streets.
I just knocked my lamp down on top of my head. Johnny, Brandon, Johnny, Smiley.
There we go. There's
okay.
Bob.
All right.
Bob, that would be Smiley.
Bob or Smiley. That's 2 votes.
Either Bob or Smiley. I think the viewers are the real winners here.
Right. That's so nice.
Great. Now we got to split our donations with all the viewers too.
That's something you say when you didn't leave a tip. I think we're all the winners here, and then you just run, just take off without paying.
Close, but Johnny.
Aw, look at the baby picture on Logan Miller.
Yeah.
That's some chubby cheeks. Beautiful.
That was a baby on Facebook.
Smiley.
There we go.
Love you all.
Oh, thanks, Allison.
Allison, I just want to be friends.
Hawkins did pretty good, though.
All right, Logan, you went too far. Just because he was our gravy train and had us on scholarship for years and years.
Smiley, Bob Smiley. Oh, this guy's voting twice. I mean, this guy.
This is fraud. This is fraudulent.
Smiley.
This process is just degrading.
He's stuffing the ballot box now.
Czech is kind of a Russian name. I feel like there's some influence happening. Daniel Czech, something.
The Russians are influencing the vote.
They know all good kinds of entertainment.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to do this again, boys. I had fun.
It was fun, and we'll do it. We'll do it again. Thanks to everybody who stayed and listened, and put up with this. We've got. Come on, let's be honest. You had nothing else to do. There was nothing better going on. No, was there? No. Yeah. You know, and if you'd gone out,
hang on, the QR code is right there.
Yeah, the QR code. To donate.
Look, if you want to,
just point your phone right at it.
No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure. We'll leave.
You don't have mortgages or whatnot.
Yeah. 5 kids at home.
Hook, Line, and Smiley. There's another plug.
Oh, that's right.
Podcast. Hook, Line, and Smiley.
And John has a podcast as well.
What's your podcast, Johnny?
My podcast is called Talk About That. And we have 105 episodes that you can backlog and go listen to. 105 hours of content that you can just dig into. Talk about that on all platforms.
It's exactly like what you're seeing right now. So
yeah, it's very stream of consciousness and wonderful and beautiful.
Yep, I have a podcast too, but that's all right.
Wait a minute, why is he getting a banner and I'm not getting a banner for my podcast?
Because you kept holding your DVD up all night. What's yours is hooked? Oh my God,
there's a scratch on my desk, and so I had to move this because I'm trying to see if I could fix the scratch.
There.
Thank you.
Yeah, spell it with that many O's. The only way to find it.
With Bob, there's always an excess. Yeah. Everything is always an excess.
Hey, you guys, for real, I had fun, and I'm glad you're my friends. And we've known each other for a long time. And you guys, even when I was a young comic, you guys were always so cool to me, and it means a lot. And I'm grateful for you guys, for real.
Yeah, I love you guys, man. I miss hanging out with you.
We'll do it again. We'll do it again.
All right, I'm going to cut you guys loose. And
all right, thanks, y'all.
Close this thing up. All right, bye, Bob. Bye, Johnny. There's Johnny. All right, and to everybody else who hung in there from the very beginning, thanks. This was fun. We had a good time, and hopefully you had a good time. Hopefully it whiled away what it was, an hour and a half, a little more than an hour and a half. Toilet paper Rorschach is probably going to be my ticket to millions. I can envision the home version of that. And if you're interested in the home version of toilet paper Rorschach, let me know. I'll be happy to send you all of the material that you need for $29.95. Love you guys. Thanks for playing along, and we'll see you next time.